Jai Shri Ram, Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 33rd shloka. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakritir jnanavanapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. So what can repression do? What can repression? Suppression. Repression means suppression, psychological suppression. Suppression of desires and essential nature, suppression of thoughts, suppression of feelings. This is called repression. Psychologically, repression is dangerous. It will boomerang. It will come back in an extremely negative way. So repression is dangerous. Krishna is saying the same thing, which modern day psychologists discovered only recently. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha prakritir jnanavanapi prakritim yanti bhutani nigraha kim karishyati. So Krishna is asking a rhetorical question. Nigraha kim karishyati? Of what avail? What is the use of repression? So even wise people, knowledgeable people act according to their nature. All beings are propelled by their natural tendencies. What can one gain by repression? So Krishna comes back to the point about action being superior to inaction. So don't run away from action. There are many teachers who say you should run away from everything. These are misleaders, not leaders. So you cannot run away from anything. No running away to the forest and avoiding life altogether. Not at all. So action is superior to inaction. Why? Because we are naturally propelled by our natures and we will act according to our individual modes. You cannot force a tiger to start eating grass, tiger to give up aggression. Tiger will naturally be. So give the tiger a function that suits its nature. Do not ask the tiger to do what a goat or a dog can do. That's bad. That is not correct. That goes against the nature. So even those who are very learned people also, they carry their baggage of samskaras. Samskara means tendencies, impressions of past life, several. Janmantara sahasreshu. Our mind is a product of, in fact, the body is a product of Janmantara sahasreshu. Sahasra here is to be understood as infinity. So, 84 lakh, Chaurasi, again the number comes up, Chaurasi. The Vedanta says there are 84 lakh yonis or wombs you have to pass through in order to achieve this human state, which is actually the threshold, the portal, platform from where you can gain moksha. And people are wasting this wonderful opportunity. In fact, I am reminded right now of a story told by Ananda Swami of Arya Samaj. A very short story. The short story is like this. There was a man who was imprisoned in a big fort. It contained 84 lakh rooms, 84 lakh doors, 84 lakh doors. All were locked. And this man was groping in the dark. He was blind on top of it. And he was groping in the dark. And he was walking along the wall, touching the wall, and coming to some door and checking if it is locked. He continues walking. The attempt is to come to the door which is open so that he can get out of this. And somebody comes along and helps him. He touches this blind man and he says, "Come here. I will show you where this door is." And so the man helps this fellow, the blind person, and brings him to the place where the open door is there. And all along, the hand is being kept on the wall. Because the blind man cannot see, and if the hand is removed from the wall, he will be lost again. So, the good man, the Samaritan, I'm using a biblical term now, Samaritan. Samaritan means one person who does good, helps others in distress. So, this good person does that. He brings this fellow to the place where there is the open door. And he leaves. At that point of time, suddenly this man experiences an itch. And of course, one element of the whole story is that the whole room is revolving. So anyway, so suddenly he experiences an itch and he removes his hand from the wall and starts itching, starts scratching. And then when he puts back his hand, the open door has gone away. Again, he is groping in the dark. So, this story symbolically highlights our predicament, our plight, our sad situation. Uh, so, when you have this human birth, instead of dedicating it to Krishna or Rama, studying the Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana, we are running after everything else except this kind of spiritual upliftment. So, we are lost. So, in this shloka also, Krishna is saying, so everyone has their baggage of samskaras because of the prarabdha karma and the individual traits which are the result of so many births. So it is very difficult to resist this force of habit. And Vedic scriptures do not suggest that you should give up all activity. And if Vedic scriptures instructed us to give up all works and engage in pure spirituality, that will create an unstable situation. Artificial repression is counterproductive. So, the right way for spiritual advancement is to utilize this immense force of habit and tendencies and dovetail it into Krishna consciousness, Loka Sangraha. Help people to get back onto the right track, prevent them from leading adharmic lives. So, we have to begin our spiritual ascent from where we stand, and doing so requires that we have to first accept our present condition of what we are and then improve on it. So, you see, even animals, ants are extremely social creatures and they are working hard 24 hours and they bring food for the community while forsaking it for themselves. A quality that is very difficult to find in human society. A cow. A cow has such intense attachment for its calf that the moment the calf goes out of sight, the cow feels very disturbed. Dogs display this virtue of loyalty to depths that cannot be matched by the best of humans. And so, similarly, we are also propelled by our own nature. So, Arjuna was a warrior by nature. That is why Krishna says, you must own your warrior nature and you will be compelled to fight. So, you will be driven to do it by your own inclination, born of your own nature. So, that nature must be sublimated. Sublimation is a concept in psychology. Sublimate means direct your anger in an activity which is socially useful. Simple definition. If you are very angry, take up a broomstick and clean up the street in front of your house or some other place. Do some Swachh Bharat activity. Anger which is channeled into socially useful activity, that is called sublimation in psychology. So Krishna is also saying the same thing. Your nature should be sublimated, shifting the goal from your selfish worldly enjoyment to Krishna consciousness and performing your prescribed duty without any attachment and aversion, and do all your activity, do your duty in the spirit of service to Krishna and as a dedication to Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.